For 1,500 years ago, in the fertile lands of South Asia, there existed a city far ahead of its time, Mohenjo-Daro. With its wide streets, advanced sewage system, and massive water wells, this ancient metropolis was nothing short of an engineering marvel. Yet, this great civilization vanished without a trace, seemingly swallowed by history. There was no evidence of an invasion, no signs of a massacre. The city, along with all its inhabitants, had seemingly fallen victim to a sudden catastrophe. But what was this disaster? In the 1970s, British researcher David Davenport stumbled upon strange findings within the ruins of Mohenjo-Daro. He discovered what he called vitrified stones, materials that had been exposed to extremely high temperatures, turning into a glass-like substance. According to Davenport, this was an inevitable result of a primitive nuclear explosion. The most striking claims, however, came from the skeletons found in the city. It was claimed that these skeletons had radiation levels much higher than normal. Mohenjo-Daro was not the victim of a minor disaster by a riverbed, but proof of a terrifying catastrophe that an ancient civilization had endured. But who wielded this primitive nuclear weapon? The most widely accepted theory suggests that the weapon came from lost continents, either Atlantis or Mu. These mythical civilizations are claimed to have possessed technology we can't even imagine today. This idea was based on passages in ancient Indian texts like the Ramayana and Mahabharata, which describe destructive weapons. The vimanas mentioned in these texts were flying machines that moved swiftly through the sky. These texts even spoke of weapons so powerful they could pierce the sky with a single arrow, capable of wiping out entire cities. The theory posits that Mohenjo-Daro was the victim of such a destructive and ancient weapon, left behind by the civilizations of Atlantis or Mu, which either accidentally or deliberately detonated. This was not merely the destruction of a city, but the silent evidence of a conflict between two ancient superpowers belonging to the erased pages of history. But how much of this thrilling story is true? Unfortunately, the scientific community holds a rather sober stance against these claims. Davenport's theory has been tested many times over the years and, sadly, could not be scientifically supported. Archaeologists and geologists have proven that the vitrified stones were actually pieces of pottery and ceramics that had melted and hardened in the city's kilns or fires. Contrary to Davenport's claims, the radiation levels in the skeletons were not significantly different from natural background radiation and did not indicate a nuclear blast. Most importantly, if a nuclear explosion had occurred in Mohenjo-Daro, the entire city would have been filled with radioactive residue. However, all research conducted has not supported the existence of this residue. The reason for the city's sudden abandonment is now widely believed in the scientific community to be massive floods caused by the Indus River changing its course or drought due to climate change in the region. This situation not only shows the fate of a city but also the decisive role of geography in the rise and fall of a civilization. Even though scientific evidence stands against this wild theory, the mystery of Mohenjo-Daro has not been fully solved. The complete disappearance of this ancient city, once home to thousands, solely due to a change in a riverbed, remains an unexplainable situation. Why was such an advanced civilization so unprepared for a natural disaster? Why did everything stop so abruptly? Perhaps this was simply the memory of a forgotten event, hidden in the dark pages of history that scientific evidence has yet to reach. Mohenjo-Daro's silence, perhaps, is whispering to us the secret of not just a city, but an entire civilization. What are your thoughts on the mystery of Mohenjo-Daro? What was the truth behind the disappearance of this ancient civilization? Share your ideas with us in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more historical mysteries.